I'm continuing to read, I'm continuing to read from OneMind Principles, Understanding the World, Ourselves, and Others, from Zen Master, Part 2, Korean Zen Master from Flushing. Anyway, samsara and evolution. People usually think of samsara as the cycle of rebirth, of dying and being reborn, but aging is also samsara, as is the coming and going of the seasons. A drop of water circulating and sustaining uncountable beings is samsara, as is the rising and extinguishing of the stars. Nothing just disappears, it is all endlessly coming and going. Death is just a node in the process of samsara. Because you died in the past, you were able to be born here today. Living and dying always go hand in hand. Within death, life already exists, and inside of life, death already exists. Samsara, this continuous and endless changing of all things, is the power that shapes and polishes you and makes it possible for you to become a Buddha. Without samsara, there would be no evolution. There would be no path to awakening. Samsara is not suffering caused by karma. Rather, it is the process of evolution. It is samsara that allows you to see the fruits of your spiritual cultivation. To those who haven't awakened, all the ups and downs of the world, all the life and death are just endless samsara. But those who have woken up realize that it is all the manifestation of our fundamental essence. Evolution and creation are both the manifestations of one mind. Evolution means raising the level of mind, and after the level of mind changes, the body also changes accordingly. Evolution is the process of the mind becoming brighter, while creation is the outward manifestation of the mind's design. Thus, while this process is evolution, it is also creation, and while it is creation, it is also evolution. Although beings exist at many different levels, they all have mind. Mind is the owner of the body, and the body just follows what the mind tells it to do. And the mind hopes to have a better today than yesterday, a better tomorrow than today, and works to accomplish this. Through the virtue that arises from that effort, lives are continually evolving. The completion of evolution is obtaining great freedom and becoming a Buddha of infinite virtue and merit. All lives are in the process of accomplishing this. They are all our brothers and sisters walking towards the same destination. All the vast realms are a great school full of beings who are practicing the way. About Darhaeng Sunim. Darhaeng Sunim, 1927 to 2012, was a rare teacher in Korea, a female Zen master, a nun whose students included monks as well as nuns, and a teacher who helped revitalize Korean Buddhism by dramatically increasing the participation of young people and men. She broke out traditional models of spiritual practice to teach in such a way that allowed anyone to practice and awaken, making lay people a particular focus of her efforts. At the same time, she was a major force for the advancement of Buddhist nuns, heavily supporting traditional nuns' college as well as the modern Bhikkhuni Buddhist Nuns Council of Korea. Born in Seoul, Korea, she awakened when she was around 8 years old and spent the years that followed learning to put her understanding into practice. For years she wandered the mountains of Korea, wearing ragged clothes and eating only what was at hand. Later she explained that she hadn't been pursuing some type of asceticism. Rather, she was just completely absorbed and entrusting everything to her fundamental Buddhist essence and observing how that affected her life. Those years profoundly shaped Sunim's later teaching style. She intimately knew the great potential, energy, and wisdom inherent within each of us and recognized that most of the people she encountered suffered because they didn't realize this about themselves. Seeing clearly the great light in every individual, she taught people to rely upon this inherent foundation and refused to teach anything that distracted from this most important truth. She has some other books like Wake Up and Laugh, No River to Cross, No Raft to Find, It's Hard to Say, My Heart is a Golden Buddha, Touching the Earth. This temple in New York is at 14439 32nd Avenue, Flushing.
You're talking about the woman, the photo we saw.
I don't have the photo with her.
The master of that temple you're talking about.
The temple we went to.
Yeah, the master that died. She's not alive now.
She's not alive, but we saw her, the woman who runs the temple. She's one with the hoe.
Yeah.
She's our master.
But read a little more.
And you go to Jung Kong, Juin Kong. What's that? Read a little more. Okay, let's see what it says. OneMind. All right. Chapter 1. See what things I underlined. I'm reading the My True Reality. It's actually section 3. Inside of us there is something eternal, which is not the me or I that we ordinarily mistake for ourselves. It is the true shape of myself as well as the eternal self. It is the self that is precious and blissful beyond comparison. It is never born and will never die. It never increases or decreases, is never dirty or clean. But the habitual I can't escape from the framework of its own concepts, so I is unable to meet our eternal self. The eternal self cannot be described by words, it cannot be revealed through discussion. Thus, trying to know it conceptually is like speculating about the world while trapped inside a barrel. How are we going to figure out the world that's trapped in a barrel?
Keep reading.
Your thoughts and body are just one spot of gray cloud that has arisen from inherent self. Our clouds gather and dissolve and gather again to form different clouds. So does I. Thus it is said that there is no substance to the I that people have thought of as themselves, not because such reality does not exist, but because what is thought of as I always changes from moment to moment and never stays the same. Is that the reason? Your eyes changing. Like clouds, everything in the world will return to its essence and scatter into the four elements, earth, water, fire, air. Later, according to karmic affinities, these will gather again and be born into this world. It is the same with humans. However, do not let the idea that your body will scatter into the four elements make you feel that everything is pointless. Instead, you should understand that principle that everything continuously scatters and then gathers together again. Practitioners do not see this world as futile because they realize that the very impermanence of the world enables them to awaken to the truth. If you think that in order to know the Buddha Dharma, you have to throw away your body because the flesh is worthless, and this is an extremely misguided thought. If there was no body, what could you see and hear with? How could you encounter the world? How could you think? How could you broaden your wisdom? Because the Son exists, you can know that the Father also exists. Through the existence of the servant, you can see that the Master exists. By the understanding visible phenomenon, you can come to the invisible essence, the non-material foundation that gives rise to and animates all visible phenomenon, which always works together as one with all things. The body is not an eternal entity, but because you have a body, you can know the workings of the foundation, the source of life and all phenomenon. Okay. Very good. Actually, there's another book we can read here. Other book. All right. We were reading from OneMind Principles, and then it has HanMaUm is the temple we got this from in Flushing. And I say that's the most beautiful temple in New York on 32nd Avenue. Which when you go on 32nd Avenue, it's actually not on it. It's on the side street. It's a trick. You'll have to find it. You have to walk around. Because all good temples are not easy to find. But, all right. Bye. Happy birthday, Buddha. May 20th. They're celebrating in May, but his birthday is like, is it the 22nd or the 20th? I don't know. I don't think they really know.